Whoa, what's up, everyone? Yeah, Jorge's not here. It's me, Alex, HG Sorare. We are back with another game week preview. We did one last week going into the first MLS season. Now we're back for the second game week. We know a little more. We're a little bit more educated on what's going to happen. We got Bullet here, and we also have Mike Basson, of course. Shout out to y'all. We're also here with ZM Star. Zach, how are you doing after that first MLS game week?
Pretty good, man. It was a fun week. A lot of knowns and unknowns, I'd say. Some surprises.
Yeah, it was a fun game week to watch, and then of course we went over that back on Monday, I believe. So you guys can go check that out if you want to know our opinions on the games at hand. But I gotta show this. I gotta show both of us big. So yeah, there's a couple games. I would say that I think the main takeaway from this week is that the goalkeeper matchups aren't that great. On paper, there's a lot of firepower now in the MLS, so it's hard. It's super hard to find good goalkeeper matchups. Or have you found who you think will be the key for this weekend?
So, for the keepers I own, unfortunately, all of them are away. So I had to do the best with what I had. So anyway, I'm playing Daniel in my prio, just because that was my best option of what I had.
That's not a bad option, though, going against...
Although I may move Fry over because he did rest last night, which was pretty nice. So I may end up just switching that with my other lineup.
Yeah, and of course, Daniel Brubaker here. Waiting for prices to go down. It might be a bit. They announced that MLS comp. We went over that last time. It's going to be a second before we see some prices go down. I know that Martin Ojeda is now above $50, so that's kind of crazy.
Dude, the rare situation is just awful. I either have to mortgage my house to buy like a top 30 midfielder, or I'm just not really playing that much. It is rough out there.
Yeah, and so it's insane. I know that they just dropped Instabuy Super Rares. I don't know if you've looked at that at all, but we can pull that up.
Yeah, let's pull it up. I was looking today, and it cracks me up because, like, the days of super rare, you finding them, like, those days are over now. Like, so rare basically says we're setting the price, and that's just what it's going to be. Like, Messi's what, like 4.5, I believe.
Yeah, I was sorting by lowest because I was seeing if I could get any deals, but obviously it's hard to do. Yeah, Messi's 4.7 thousand. To buy. Yeah, but you can see sort of who's at the upper echelon of guys. It's interesting to see that they have Stuver as the fourth best keeper above Lloris, which I think is interesting, but that's how it goes. Also, Red or Dead in the chat, of course. Shout out to him.
Yeah, the funny thing with the keepers is that it's so early in the season for them to be setting the mark for price here when we've played one game. Like, I probably would have withheld the keepers a little bit and just put like the stars out for Instabuys and then let things like shake out, because now they might be either shortchanging themselves or like overvaluing these cards.
Yeah, and also you can see some of these cards, they're almost halfway minted. This Stefan Fry is on 4 out of 10 already. Usually we don't see super rares minted. A lot of the times we only see like 2 or 3. I know if you go back to last year,
right? 4 are held for reward. So that means 6 is the cap.
Yeah, and so they can only they can have 2 more or 3 more Instabuys of Fry, 4, 5, and 6. And 7, 8, 9, 10 will go into the rewards. But yeah, it's super interesting to look at. If you guys get a chance, go look through these. I know that I think the cheapest is like $20, which is about right. I know there was a sporting guy in there. I think honestly, if you're gonna go super rare route, which is looking worse and worse as time goes on, unless something goes, something they change is very positive super rare, I would just go after auctions. Like, I don't think that these Instabuy prices, unless you have credits, are worth it. And I think, for these lower guys, these are all collection pieces. And so it doesn't make much sense to get them from a standpoint of, I want a super rare. Let me go buy a super rare just to have a super rare because of how cheap they are. That isn't what you should be doing, because, you say, for instance, that you want to buy a Maxi Rudy super rare because you think that that's cool. You think it's a cool card to have. New England, you could spend $20 on a lot of other rares that are decent, or probably some pretty good limiteds. that are up there, or multiple. I know you could probably. I think you get a Heal and Benteke for $20 limited. So
yeah,
there are a lot of options. So I know that a lot of people were going after in that like $300 to $500 range to buy, because there are a lot of guys in there that you can go after. Let me check that because this is interesting. Have you ever played with Super Rare in the past?
Never. I've thought about buying one many times when they said you could play down, just to have one and play it down. But
yeah,
I've never pulled the trigger. I might, someday still do it, but it hasn't really. Ooh, a Ricketts. A Ricketts is a hot commodity right now.
Yeah. Also, shout out Manito. What's up, dude? Yeah, Red Dead. He looked at their rewards and he's out of in season. Is that for super or for limited? I assume probably for limited, right? Yeah, rewards can be interesting, but we said it in a lot of our shows. For MLS, this isn't a return on investment. It's not an ROI game this season. It's more of a fun game. And with these prices, yeah, it's really hard to justify going in and spending a lot of money unless you really love the sport, or not the sport, the league. Like you're really, really into it and you're willing to put down a couple $100. If you're not, then I completely understand where you're coming from. But yeah, I mean, I at one point I bought a Sporting KC Super Rare just to play. It was back when they had Champ Rare Pro, or like
Rare Pro. Yep.
America Rare Pro. And then they phased it out like a month after I had bought it. They announced the transition and it phased out. So I just sold out of that. I was like, no, I'm good. But yeah. And yeah, I think it's a new viewer, right? Pickleball Academy. What's up?
Yeah, that's a new
welcome.
Name.
Yeah, and yeah, for limited and rare, not in the blue. Yeah. There's very few people that play the blue game. I like that. I like that wording. But yeah. Yeah, super rare, super interesting to look at, and I don't think I'll be touching it. But yeah,
I should have bought that Falcone. I should have bought that Falcone right there. It's only $60, man.
That's not bad. Yeah. So going into next, if you guys were here last season, I know we had a lot of new viewers, new subscribers coming in with this new influx of MLS. Last year, I had a segment where I would give out player picks, and to start this year, didn't do it. It was we couldn't tell what was going to happen. Besides matchups, that's all that we could really play. But we're finally back. We're doing some picks. It's about time. Throw this back up there. It's been a little bit. So yeah, I got some player picks. We're gonna go over the guys who I think I put 2 to 3 of each position just to make up for not having any last week. Hopefully, these guys are good. And if another guy who does player picks is Deek's Diamonds. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out. It's on his Twitter. But yeah, let's start
Deek
with
is awesome, and he pumps the bags.
Oh yeah,
he loves
to pump
bags.
He loves to pump bags, especially the guys that we've been talking about on the show for a while.
Yes.
That are finally coming true, which is really awesome. Before we start though, yeah, 100 classic and 60 rares, yeah, that makes sense. Have some fun, like that's probably the least risky, fun way to play the game, and yeah, that's a great way to play the game, honestly.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a ton of dudes like aging out of play, like you can get a few seasons and like just have fun and rip the essence when you get it. Like that's it.
Yeah. That's sort of how I've tackled Contender going into that sort of the off season. Like I'm just doing it for fun with Liga MX in Argentina and Brazil coming back soon, which all those will be super fun to play. But yeah, Pickleball Academy, new viewer. I'm in Div 1 and I've got pants matchups this weekend. Yeah, you and me both. If I don't play this week, will I stay in Div 1 next game week? No, I believe it's auto relegation. Right? Isn't that right? I think that's right.
Yeah, I think you used to be able to not play in the 5 div system. I think you could sit out a week, but maybe not. Maybe yeah, but I think it might be auto relegation. I think you just have to play.
I think someone brought that up in the Discord, the Sorare MLS Discord, and I don't.
Yeah, I think Germ was asking about listing a player, and that's auto relegate. Yeah,
that's a cancel lineup auto relegation.
Yeah.
And so no, that's a good question, Pickleball Academy. I'm not sure that with this new format.
We have to go digging through the blogs.
Yeah, they answered a lot of questions, so did with these blogs, but a lot of them were you had to find the answer. Like they weren't just giving to you straight up. So that might be one of those. But yeah, starting off with the player picks. First off, we'll start with keepers. I think these two are out of the really tough pool to go through. I think these are the guys that I like the most matchup wise. First off, we're looking at Hugo Lloris at home against NYCFC. He has had a really good start to the year, keeping 2 clean sheets out of 3 matches, and both times at home keeping clean sheets. And so he's back at home. NYCFC, they looked all right against Miami. I thought the match quality wasn't like the best that I've seen. I know that you can attest to that. You watched the match. What do you think?
Yeah, they look okay. Again, they were playing a man up, so you have to figure they should look better. But they had a long travel to Miami, and now they have a long cross-country travel. So, yeah, I think Lloris is probably the AAA pick for me this week as well.
Yeah. Lloris should have the best matchup. I think he's going into my prio. And I do like to look through this last week going through the most used keepers. He was actually not towards that top 10. Not in the top players. Like he was towards the bottom of the top 10. And so that can be very beneficial if you can get that differentiation. And so we'll see. Maybe with this matchup, people play him more. But I think last week was even a good matchup against Minnesota. And so that was interesting to see. Next one, though, we're going for more of an AA play. I think this guy could do decent. That's Brad Stuver. He is at Portland. And I think that he could be very good. He's actually we were talking about the 4th most expensive keeper in MLS now. And so, yeah, he has started the year with a clean sheet against us. Didn't have to do much. We didn't really do anything. But Austin's defense has always sort of allowed shots to go on goal with that, but aren't great shots. So he always is always in the top of the shot stopping metrics. And you know someone who loves those type of metrics, and that's Thomas, MLS Sorare scout, who just left. But yeah, we're talking about stats, dude. Shots.
What is this banner image at the bottom of this?
Dude, he looks like 10 years older. I love it. He looks older.
Yeah, Jorge created it last year.
Yeah, for real, man. You aged like 10 years in this picture.
Yeah. But what do you think about Stuver this week against Portland?
So it's funny because I was having this exact same thought whenever we were talking about lineups, and I was in between, do I put Stuver in my highest prio lineup? And I think the answer is no. I don't. The odds of Austin keeping a clean sheet at Portland seem extremely low. Vancouver couldn't even do it when they were down to 10 men. And I think it's just going to be, I don't think there's any great keepers this weekend, though. And I think that Stuver is probably your best AA potential keeper amongst the crop.
Yep. I agree with that completely. I think he's probably the best AA keeper in the MLS in general.
Maybe like him and Daniel. I think Daniel is probably, whenever San Jose aren't letting 5 goals in, probably one of the betters.
Yeah. Those are the
Bruce Ball, new team.
Oh yeah, I'll be at that match on Saturday, so that'll be fun to watch that new team in person for the first time.
Oh, nice, man.
But yeah, Stuver, Lloris, those are the 2 keeper choices. Next, we're going.
Did you talk about because this is what my concern was when we were talking earlier this week. I don't think Lloris is a rotation risk at all, but it's always in the back of my head whenever we have CONCACAF. Like if you look at Lloris, there was one time he was rotated, and I think it was like after they won Open Cup. So I would say like 5% chance, but like still, I think I think Lloris actually is the best matchup.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. I think another one to look out for that I was going to put on the list was Gaese with Toronto at home, but they were able to let Philly sort of do whatever they want against them, and Toronto was able to score a couple of goals last week. So I didn't put him on that, but I know that he'll be a really popular choice. Before we get on to just some defenders, JT Chels is wondering what our take is on San Diego. They looked good, but not sure if Galaxy without Puig are clueless. Yeah, it was definitely a really bad Galaxy side. They did not look great, but you got to give credit to San Diego. They looked really good as their first ever game. What did y'all think?
I think they played LA exactly how they needed to, where they scored off of counters. What was funny to me, and this is what I think LA's goalkeeping situation is going to be such a shit show this year in terms of Sorare, that Mitrovic, I think he basically had an error leading to goal. I think he got thrown on to Garces, but it was really on him. And so then it just brings it to McCarthy. What I've been saying is like, look, McCarthy, yes, didn't keep very many clean sheets, but he kept a lot of freaking shots out of the goal, because that back line, when it gets countered, when that team gets countered, it's wide open spaces, right? Was it Dixie Chicks?
I don't.
Wide open space. Yeah. No idea. Look it up.
Yeah, but that was I like San Diego.
Susan Gibson.
Yeah, and Dreyer again, one player of the match week in his first week for MLS. People are very high on him, and Lozano, so that can lead to higher prices. Maybe you can see who else is on that San Diego team. I personally like Negri. I think he can gain a lot of AA in this squad. And then
for San Diego, just real quick, my take for San Diego is weak at the center back position. Chris McVay's your starter. I'm very familiar with him. I like Dos Santos, but weak at the center back position. Don't know their depth, but pretty strong start, like 11. We just have no clue what their depth looks like. So when their starters are out there, it's pretty good, but when they rotate, we have no clue like what comes in off the bench.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks around the team still. And that's how it's probably going to be for a little bit, would be my guess. We do have a question, though, about purchasing someone.
All right.
MLS mid, 20 pounds or 20 euros, limited. Any suggestions? So
I'm sure we got plenty.
I'm sure that we can find this answer pretty easily. So here, we'll look at the rankings real quick. Sort by limited value. Let's see, floor. I assumed, is this classic or is this in season? Because there's a big difference.
I would assume in season. I think there's only like 5 or 6 mids maybe that are above 20 pounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what we got over here. Here, let's go to like the market. Let's go to
go to the market.
Yeah, let's go to Instabuy and just see and like give it like a little bit of leeway. In season, okay, cool. Let's check that out. Have y'all been in the market for any in season since the last show? I know that we were talking about that.
Yes, I picked up 2 players. 3 players technically, but one guy has not signed yet. It's just on rumor. But
I picked up one. I picked up the currently backup forward for the LA Galaxy, who I think from Palmeiras or Botafogo, I can't remember which one, but he is. His cards were just minted this week, and I feel like he's probably going to be starting for the Galaxy here in the next month.
Yeah, it's interesting because Ramirez didn't look that great in the first game, so they need someone who can come in and score. So yeah, looking at this, who is standing out to y'all? I think Leuven isn't bad. He can get good AA. I don't know why Espinoza popped in.
I like Bossy.
Caden Clark for cheap.
I like Bossy right now because Houston may not get a EP number 10 until summer. This is actually, I think, coming from someone today that works for Houston Dynamo that posted about it, like one of the data scientists, maybe the head of analytics. And then Zawadzki is a really good one too. So it's funny, like whenever I have this model I run, it's like a nearest neighbors model. And like a month after Aiden Morris left the crew, I ran it and it actually paired Zawadzki to Aiden Morris, which was really funny because Zawadzki was playing Aiden Morris's role. So I think there is a chance that he is just the next generation of Aiden Morris for this Nazi system.
No, and under $10, kind of can't complain.
Yeah, what's in the third row? Because I was going to say Bossy, and then he already said Bossy. So now I want to see anybody else here. Vite is interesting at 13.
I still think Caden Clark for 14 isn't bad.
Yeah, we just know that their stretch on the road to start is rough.
Yeah, you guys need to look at, I think it's like 6 games at home away to start. Look at Montreal prices in about 4 weeks from now, and see if you can get some good deals, because that's when their home run begins, and they can be sneaky. Maxi Morales for under 10. He's gonna have to sort of step up more with no Santi. I know he got a decisive on the weekend. Delgado is just gonna pump AA. So
yeah.
Hernan Lopez for 12. That's not bad.
Hernan Lopez for 12 is interesting. Guti at 20 may be a little high for me.
Yeah, I agree.
He's only had one good game.
And
I have one. I have one in full disclosure, but I think it might be a bit high.
And he can't even play this weekend anyway.
Yeah, he can't play.
Yeah. Elbowed, I forget who.
Chambeau, I thought, right?
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Chambeau, I think.
Yeah, Paolo likes Chambeau. I think that can be solid. I think people were let down by his first week, so his price came down, so that could be a sneaky option. Mike Basson, Paulo Ruiz, he had a great first game. Second most shots out of anybody in the league. And what was the other stat? Do you remember, Thomas, for Paulo Ruiz?
So Pablo Ruiz, I don't have this stuff pulled up right now. So Pablo Ruiz, I think, was the leader in key passes for the weekend amongst all players in MLS.
Yeah, so
I believe that was it. He had a really nice progressive pass percentage, which is what I always like to look at. Key passes, just to remind everyone, that is a pass that led to a shot that did not score, which probably was very high last night for Real Salt Lake, where they had how many shots did they have in the box? Like 12 or 13?
There's so many last night.
Yeah. This just, to me, it just speaks that they need a number 9 badly. I had actually picked up before the last weekend the U22 signing they had from Australia or something like that. But I don't even know. I might have just wasted my $2 because they just.
Rumor has it they've been calling around for Big Dunk, for Agata, right? Agata?
Yeah.
Or Frifa. Was it Agata?
Agata. And Agata makes the most sense out of the list that they went after.
Yeah. Big Dunk, Agata, and I forget the third person that they called.
Brian White and
he just resigned.
There was one other. I think there was one other. But yeah, Paulo Ruiz. And then again, they got knocked out yesterday, 99th minute penalty, so that frees up the rotation risk.
Well, they were out anyway, weren't they? Because they needed to score. They needed to win because they lost the first round, didn't they?
No, it was tied.
It was a tie.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So they just needed to win. Yeah, it was 0-0, right? Yeah, first game.
Well, away goals, right? Isn't it away goals?
Yes.
Yeah, so as I'm saying, they had to win.
Oh, okay.
There was no other way for that to end for them.
Yeah.
It was a win only.
So yeah, Paulo Ruiz is who we're liking. Bossy, and sneaky. Brian Gutierrez, if his price comes down a little bit. Those would be our three in-season limited options. But going back to the picks, first defender pick is Adelson Malanda over in Charlotte. They play Atlanta, and this is an interesting matchup just because of how good Atlanta looked last week. But what I'm more looking at is Malanda's home scores last year and how consistent they were no matter who they were playing. Everybody loves Kalina. And he was, even people coming into the MLS, they were sort of targeting Kalina as their guy. And Malanda's got a pair with him. He was getting AA a lot. He actually had a really big score last week at Seattle because he was able to score. But yeah, he can produce AA. He's had links to Europe, but he never moved. So he's that caliber sort of guy. And for 275 classic, I don't think is bad at all. Even rare under 20, I don't think is too bad. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think I actually in one of my lineups have Malanda and Kalina paired together because it's Atlanta. I think if it's going to be the case where it's like, can you keep them down to 2 goals? Then your goalkeeper probably has great AA.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was Kalina's thing last year, so hopefully he can continue that.
Very.
And Malanda might be busy cleaning up in the box, so like AA could just be running wild there.
Yeah, I think look at George Campbell's score from last weekend, and that gives you a glimpse of the potential. Outside of Campbell had an assist, but even then, I think he was doing pretty well. Yeah,
Campbell's a hot commodity. Recently, people are really liking it. But yeah.
Like, take the assist away, that's still 50 points when they gave up 3 goals.
3 clearances, really good possession stats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we can see something like that from him. Other defender-wise, I went super budget on this one. And that's Robert Volader. Sporting. He's a U23. I'm not just choosing this because of Sporting, but Volader's actually shown signs of being pretty good. Minus this Miami away game, 32 AA and 21 AA in 2 losses. And so he's done this in the past where he can get good AA. I think that he can do this again. And for how cheap he is, I don't mind it. On paper, it's not a horrible matchup against San Jose as well. So yeah, I'd look out for him if you guys really need a cheap option. And if you can get him under $3, look rare. That'd be really nice too. But yeah, those are the defender options. Next, we're moving in midfield, and this was one that I believe I also saw on Deeks Diamonds, and that's Emil Forsberg. He has a extremely good matchup, and it's the first home game of the year for them. It seems like this could be teed up for him to have a very good week. I know, Thomas, you're a big Forsberg guy as well.
Yeah, he let me down last weekend in a lineup that did get me to D1 for in season. I think, look, he was playing against probably one of the best teams in the East, so I'm not like too miffed about it. But who they play again? Because I do recall they have it's a very
Nashville at home.
Yeah, and like obviously, I think the one thing to take away from this is that this is a new Nashville team. This is going to be it's not Gary Smith ball, but this is also home field advantage. Choupo-Moting did not score in his opener.
That dude is huge, though. When I was rewatching like the highlights of the guy, is actually huge.
Do you think he scores this weekend?
He's gonna have to shut us up at some point.
For real.
If it's not that, it's one of these 2 matchups here.
But did you see New York's roster thing today? Even their fan base was shitting on them for the way they constructed their roster. It's just
yeah.
What do you say? Business.
Forsberg's good.
Forsberg's good. Good potential.
And this is a good game. This is a good game to kind of break out a little bit. I can see that for sure.
Look at that price.
And Nashville's going to still be probably down a couple of guys. So Brugman and Acosta, I believe, are still they're training, but we don't know if they're necessarily going to be ready to go this weekend. I need to update my Nashville projections for Predictify. But yeah, so that midfield is going to be key, and like this is where Red Bulls eat, right? If you're against a team that does not have a strong midfield, the Red Bulls will punish you.
Yeah, and then these were his scores last year at home when he started, and again he's on penalties, so that's another bonus. So look out for that. He was very good at home. Even these 2 bad games, those are international games. So
should we do like a pool where similar to like the super rare thing where until someone hits it, the pool increases? A Choupo-Moting pool.
Ooh.
We just like keep on adding like useless tier 5 limiteds.
Did you ever play that game for like an American football where every play, like you get a group of people, you ever played this game, so it's a hat. And we all get a pile of, like, we usually play with ones. Every play, you put $1 in the hat. And if it's a scoring play, doesn't matter which team, you get the pot. But then, you just keep passing this hat around and putting money until it's a scoring play. It's a fun game.
No, our coaches just made us run into each other a lot.
No, we could come up with a game, though, having to deal. Is this the new Bakrar?
Oh, the new Bakrar.
But older.
I bet you he shuts us up this weekend.
Yeah.
I hope it's off a Forsberg assist. That would be nice. But yeah, going into the next midfielder, this is an interesting one because he was actually on set pieces last week, even though we were missing Robin Lowe. This is Joaquin Pereira, and he has a very good matchup at home against Montreal. He was on sets last week and only played 67 minutes. They were against LAFC, so but I think this could be a really nice game for him for how cheap he is. He's young, and like I don't see any downside for the price.
I almost picked his card up this week. The only thing that stopped me was that Laud, whenever he subbed in, I think you were saying he took some sets.
He took the set when he subbed on for him. He took the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, and But yeah, Pereira was taking more sets. I mean, honestly, this probably should have been a 1-1 game. Yeboah, I don't know if you saw the shot that pinged off the
post. Yeah,
the post. It was he's look, he didn't do well in the opener, but nothing about that game made me think that he's not going to have a great season.
I agree. I think we were messaging about how he's going to be a problem for back lines. And if you wait a little longer, I'm sure we'll bring up Yeboah at some point in this list. But yeah, next I have Ashley Westwood back at home, another Charlotte guy. I think this could be really good for cheap as well. Under $1 limit, under 50 cents limited. And his rare is $2. He takes sets for Charlotte. He was doing that last year. With the questions on whether Zaha will play, I believe Zaha will take sets or will take corners whenever he comes in. But I don't know if he's going to take both sides. So we'll see. With him not fully training this week, I think there's a chance that they keep Westwood on sets. And he was really consistent last year. If you go back and look at it, he really kept that straight line. He was able to get into those 60s at points. And if we add a decisive to it, that's a really nice score. So I think that for $2 rare, for $4 to $5 limited, I don't mind it. But yeah, now we're going into forwards. We'll just go ahead and talk about him now. Kelvin Yeboah. I think that if we had to put a stamp on the biggest chance to score a hat trick, I think he's got it.
And he has such a nice, that's a very nice run of fixtures. Maybe discount the Earthquakes, but current state Galaxy, current state Salt Lake, current state Sporting Kansas City. Sorry, Alex.
What can you do? New
York City, Toronto. This is very nice. I would say Dallas is probably the one I would discount the most right now but it's at home against Dallas.
Yeah, it's at home. I would say the Whitecaps is another one that I'm discounting, but otherwise again, I see the Whitecaps
and they get fits, but then the reporter was saying that's complete BS. Which I think Fitz is going to be in MLS.
The Red Bulls approached him in the winter.
I don't think he would do that. I think he hates the Red Bulls work.
Yeah,
as an Austrian, I think you have to. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he would have gone to Salzburg already.
I bet you they would have loaned him to Salzburg. Just be like, haha! Now we have the best player in Austrian Bundesliga.
That would have been fun.
Because the Red Bull Salzburg have been awful.
Yeah, they have been.
But 9 goals, 2 assists in 12 games. He literally started his first start was 2 goals.
Yeah, and he should have had a goal. He should have had a goal against LAFC.
Agreed. So yeah, this is just sort of it's sort of chalk, but I feel like he's probably the best number 9.
You go after the guy who we think has one of the better matchups. It just makes sense if we're making picks here.
Yep. Yeah. And then speaking of good matchups, you got Martin Ojeda, who I think is on a lot of people's lists. For stuff like this, Toronto at home.
So many lists.
61 for him though right now. Good God,
dude, he is shooting up. His graph is just on the ups.
Yeah, I think I caught a good dip.
You might as well sell and just take the money, dude.
And wait for the 30 comeback. Wait for him to come back with 30.
People are going wild.
Does he have auctions up right now?
Is it because he plays as a number 10?
Yeah, he's at 50 right now. Auction with 4 hours left.
Yeah, you should just sell at 50 and then rebuy at 30.
That's lame, though. We don't like making profit. But
this is not a profit show, everybody. By the way, this is
but it's also not financial advice.
100% not.
But then if we go to Ojeda as a forward last week, he put up a 92 at home. At home against Philly. He's got an even better matchup this week at home.
32 AA. He was just eaten last week.
Yeah. And I plan on captaining him too. I really think that he's going to have a good one, and that's off attacking AA too. That's just insane.
Just the fact that he doesn't, he loses less on possession loss. This to me feels like a conspiracy by Sorare to just pump prices.
Yeah, it's a cheat code card.
He's kind of in the
another cheat code card.
Every number 10 in the game should be a forward.
Here's this number 10's a forward.
Why isn't Moranchuk a forward? Why isn't Saba a forward?
Very true. That is wild that Saba isn't a forward. I would have thought he would have gotten that by now. But yeah, Ojeda as a forward, really good.
In fairness, I just put Saba as a left wing back for this weekend in my predictions.
So then he needs defender cards. I always like to do this way. Let me see how Ojeda would score as a keeper. Okay.
You know, about MLS average.
It's actually not bad.
Look, you best damn keeper in the game.
That's what you need, a keeper who can whip in corners. All right. Yeah, and then the last guy, this is just depending on whether he starts or not, but just watching him watching him on Sunday, how good he was. It was so fun to watch. And I think LA at home could be another one of those really good matchups. And then their run of fixtures actually is very nice too. Going forward, I think there are some really nice. Yeah, that's super nice. So look out for him. I think mostly the guy who benefits from this is Gould, but I'm not going to put another midfielder on this list. But Jaden Nelson for $4. He has a new season from when he was at Bundesliga 2. So that's $6 right now. I think that's really good deal. Because there's hype, but I think it's somewhat justified. Oh, I guess these aren't in season anymore, technically, right? Are they still in season?
No, I think all the in season are the new style. I don't think any of those.
Because I know Tag Seth was on this exact same team.
Rosenborg.
Yeah.
Are they? Well,
are they still? Because he moved clubs, and
they're in season until when is the first game? I think they're.
Was it 6 weeks from last week?
The first game.
Why do his photos change halfway through? See that?
I think he's in season for like 3 more weeks.
Yeah, so that's little cheat code.
Because that's why I have what's his Tag Seth.
Yeah. So Satonia's got one too, so you can trade if you want. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not even listing these as in season. So 415 for an in season for a couple weeks.
Yeah, their first match is in March, so you have until March 18th. So you have until like 3 more weeks.
Dude, Mike, though, if you watched like the game and I went back and watched some of it just because I saw you went off, like it was a track meet out there, and he was like way faster than everybody else.
Yeah, he's going to be on Yamane, so we'll see if he can burn him, which I assume he will. But watch out for tonight. See if he starts tonight. If he starts and plays 90, it's going to be interesting to see if he starts. And yeah, Toby thinks that Ludwig is way into this. I think it'll be sort of a revolving door of who's going to be that 8. Just whoever's in form. I think that's what they'll end up doing in Minnesota. What do y'all think?
At least to start, I think they will kind of figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, I think you start Lod this weekend to see if you get better offensive production. But I would not put him. I would put him into sort of the fun lineup, like the one where it's you have people, but you don't know where to put them, and you're okay with a little bit of risk. Because I'd love to put Lod and Yoboa in the same lineup together, but I can't just because when I have better players, I know will start.
Yeah, you're kind of gonna wreck yourself on a lineup if it doesn't go well.
Yeah. And then Mike, there's too much space. Here's the thing though, like he still looked really good. You can't discredit some of the stuff he's doing. And again, we saw Fafa Pico in that role, and he was thriving last year. He was putting up hundreds. So if Jade Nelson's a younger version who's even better, I feel like it's worth it. And then Ducky's actually asking about Fitz, who we were just talking about. Steal all of his sets. He wouldn't steal all of his sets. No, Gould's got those.
Yeah, I think it's not going to happen. Like, the roster math would be that the Whitecaps will have to buy down Kubas, and then they would make the offer for Fitz. I bought Fitz because I said, look, if the chance, I insta bought him, and I said, look, one, I needed another really great in-season contender midfielder. And then 2, I do feel like he is going to end up in MLS at some point. But I don't think he would be here until summer, which would mean you would get 0 in-season utility out of him.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I bought an in-season Fitz with basically the exact same logic. But I do think he's a forward, right? Isn't he a forward with his in-season?
Oh, he's a midfielder.
I think he's a forward.
What did I buy? I'm just kidding.
But no, I don't.
The
I don't.
ultimate degen, you don't even know what you're buying.
don't even know
You just
what
click
position.
buttons.
You're right. You're right. He is a forward. You're like, oh, I make some Toye forward card. Wait, no, a defender.
So yeah, hey, Mason Toye super rare on Instabuy. Look out for that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Right. He is a forward.
Yeah. So let's check
But
out these
how is he?
matchups.
He's a central mid. Like,
It's the Ojeda effect.
Dude, it's MLS. Yeah, it's
dude,
the
this is a
MLS.
conspiracy.
That's why he's coming to MLS, because he's a
conspiracy, man. Like, they're just
They
like,
know.
all right, we need one player from each league that we just put way out of position to just pump his matrix.
I'm trying to think of who else is like that. Who else has a weird
Well, we'll see what happens in the summer when the new Matrix comes out. They've been teasing the new Matrix for the summer update,
Freaking central mid gets a forward card.
and I have a big
not-
feeling they're going to fix goalkeeper Matrix. I think goalkeeper Matrix is going to be one of the biggest changes we'll see.
Yeah, dude. Like, kill
the
the
summer.
fact that any goalkeeper that plays for a team that just clears the ball every time. What's his name from Bastia? That I went Placide.
Placide. Yeah.
Yeah, because all he does
I
is
haven't.
long ball it, and then his AA gets killed.
I've got him, and he finally got a clean sheet last week. Won some essence. So
They've been on a nice run. I have Ducroc.
yeah, I have him in Aris. So yeah, they've been good. Best contender, yeah. Always bringing him in. We play contender, so like it makes
Oh, yeah,
sense.
we're contender G-Gens.
Yeah, I ended up moving Tavernier into my in season, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, looking at these matchups, anything pop out to y'all? Just from what you're seeing here.
Is that
Anything
Seattle, Seattle at
RSL?
RSL?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is. Home team's on the left.
Yeah, home team left.
Maybe Seattle doesn't cook as much. I mean, they didn't cook last weekend either, but
I mean, they have not really defensively. They haven't really done it yet. So just like Yamar's been total garbage, CCC and in season games.
Yeah, watch out for that rotation of him this
Yeah.
weekend. That could happen. Besides that, I think entertainment wise, the best game on here.
I think it's going to be San Diego, St. Louis City.
Ooh, that's a shout.
Because that's just two teams that we don't have enough data points on yet. Like we don't have enough data points on current state St. Louis City. Hartel didn't necessarily have a great weekend, but we also had our San Diego team that overperformed, but they played LA Galaxy exactly how you play LA Galaxy, where you let them have the ball and then you just counter the hell out of them.
Dude, De La Torre playing center back in this formation.
This is good. This is a
As Sarah Data, for some reason, has been messing up their formations lately. I don't know.
Patty
what's going on.
McNair at left back and Loffelson in the middle. And Negri at right back. Yeah, this is not right. Don't look at this.
Don't follow this for formation.
These are the players that will play. All right, it's maybe we'll see because this has no.
I think
two.
highest entertainment value is here because I just don't know what this is going to be.
Yeah, I think it could see a goal fest in this one, depending on which Philly wants to show up.
Yeah, I would say for us, like MLS degens, that the San Diego game is probably the most intriguing and exciting just to see. But like, probably not to your general viewing audience. I don't think this is a great game for them. If you want to have a fun game, Rapids Dallas is pretty good.
That's
I think
solid.
that one it's a pretty that should be a pretty fun one.
Lucho against Jordy, who racked up AA, won a lot of tackles during the midweek.
Yeah. Jordy, I wish I picked him up.
He's probably is he not still like reasonable?
I don't know. I haven't checked. I assume not.
Oh god.
Yeah.
36
Oh,
for
Jesus.
Rare is not bad.
270.
Yeah, no, rares are so out of control, man. Rares are so out of control.
Ojeda's like
I
300.
Constantly looking. I'm like, not today.
How much is Musa now? I feel like he's still probably like okay.
40.
Ooh, look at that.
166, 41. Yeah, it's about the same price I paid for his end season last year.
Yeah, and I'm noticing the it's a very simple pattern to recognize, but the classic rare is about the same price as the limited in season as of right now. For now,
But no, I was saying like I think I got Moose's in season for about $50 like last summer.
yeah,
And
that's not bad.
This is like what's wild is there are multiple cards I bought during summertime that are now their classic cards are close to the same value. Like Luris, I think I got for $90. And I think actually last weekend his card was more expensive than that for Classic.
And JT, when we were talking about that San Diego game, Godoy sat in the back line. That's kind of what he does. That's what he kind of did at Nashville. That's kind of his thing. But he can get some good AA. He's always been good for some AA.
Can I jump on my can I jump on the soapbox real quick?
Yeah.
So I have a qualm with the Sorare community. Can you pull up the hollow list?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, I know what this is about. Yeah, 1 second. For context, the votes for the Hollow Edition cards came back today. If you guys had that, we're talking MLS here.
Yeah, the MLS Hollow list. I have no issues really with the other ones. This is the most basic list ever.
Dude, I was disgusted with this list. To see 2 defender hollows is disgusting.
2 defenders in MLS? Like, come on.
Disgusting.
I said the exact same thing. I said, what are we doing?
Yeah,
you
what
had
are
the
we
chance to put freaking Miguel Almiron. And none of you, I mean, there's so many freaking Newcastle players. Like, all they do is post about their Newcastle stacks on Twitter. And you guys didn't show up. You didn't vote Miggy. That was my one shot at a hollow.
And look at those percentages. It wasn't even like, aside from Messi getting over
100%.
half, like it's not even that, like those tight races all around.
It's the most basic.
Yeah, disgusting.
Rigged. I want to recount. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Messi and then I had fun with the other 4 picks. Like
what they should have done is they should have you been able to vote for anyone.
Lloris, come on.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot more fun if you could.
My defender would have been Mason Toy.
Yeah, Mason Toy, defender hollow. That would have been the move. Instead, we got Jordi Alba and Kai Wagner, who's probably going to leave at some point.
Like Messi, I get, right? Evander, I agree with Evander. I was like, yeah, Evander.
Me too. That's a fun hollow. Yeah.
Lloris, no.
Yeah. Who were the other options?
He's not one of us.
Was Goose in there?
No, he wasn't. I was upset.
Stuver. I think I voted Stuver. I think that was who was in.
I think I voted Stuver as well.
I think I either put Stuver or Kleina. It was one of the 2. I can't remember.
Yeah. But then
2 defenders though. I'm
so disappointed. 2 defenders split. Yeah, that is fair. Also, give me hoodwink. And yeah, GK. I think they had it by position, so you voted for each position.
Yeah, we couldn't not vote a keeper. Like
it wasn't free form entry. It was by position.
Here's 5 keepers.
Yeah, it was 5 of each. Yeah, 5 of each. You voted for 1 each time, and that's what the percentages are for percent vote that it got. But yeah, and then there were some. I actually love the other 2. Like, I think that some of these votes are really cool.
This one, I thought J League was actually the most. Oh, sorry. Yeah, J League I thought was the most on point. I think the only thing I would have said is I thought the Kashima keeper should have won it over Tani, but I'm not upset about that. But if you look at like advanced goalkeeping stats, the Kashima keeper's better.
I think it would have been cool to have Lopez and Jan both get it, but yeah. And then of course, Cecilia getting the biggest vote out of anybody, even more than
Hoodwink is the Cecilia pumper.
That's like a Messi, it just gets an insta vote when his name pops up on a list. Insta vote, click.
Yeah, I'm relying on him in contender for this weekend, so hopefully that pays off.
No other soccer community in the world knows Cecilia more than Sorare.
Or that guy, if that guy tapped into the love he gets in this community, like
I think he does, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he knows that he's quite popular.
He surely does. How long is his contract's long, right? With
he's
Daegu?
there forever.
I assume he'll probably retire there, and I don't know.
He's getting one of those lifetimes.
His contract's not on Sorare. I can look it up. Now this is a Cecilian. Yeah. Edwin agrees. Yeah, inevitable goat.
Do y'all want to talk a little bit about lineups here? Because I need to freaking crowdsource some.
Yeah, we were going to talk about it.
I'm struggling this weekend for sure.
Yeah, I just want to go through, see if anything is out of place.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then 3-year contract with Cecilia. Probably get another 3-year after that too. So we'll see. All right, you want to start with you, Zach? What we got lineup wise?
Yeah. So this is my 1A prio here. The other options at keeper would be Guzan, Fry, and Berkey. But I thought about maybe switching in Fry, but if Yamar rotates, then I don't want just Fry, and it would be like a Fry and Yamane like split there, which I don't love either. So I think I'm going to stick with this, let them cook. Hopefully, I'll take a 0-0, to be honest. I get the clean sheets. You don't get embarrassed. It's all a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I don't think he concedes 3.
So then Yamar probably comes out if he's a rotation risk on this one. And then maybe Miles Robinson comes in here. I don't know.
Yeah, I would be really hesitant to play Yamar because you know that the Seattle coach loves to rotate.
Yeah. So then this is what my second Div 1 team would look like.
I would also say I saw a lot of people surprised by the Fry rotation. I don't know
if it didn't happen this midweek, it was going to happen this weekend.
Yeah. And so I felt like we talked about that on the show, how we thought that was definitely a possibility, and it was likely. But yeah.
These are my leftovers, kind of. So I'm going to play Goose instead of. Him instead of my in-season. So this is my in-season, because how I go is I go my D1s first, and then my in-season is actually the third team I build. I know I was catching heat on Owen Wolf being in the lineup here, but
didn't captain him at least.
On that left.
No, I didn't mean to captain him the last time. It was supposed to be DaCosta, but I had just the other options would be playing Della Torre, although I don't like playing against my own keeper in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of what I had. I did just purchase Falcone and just show me the in-season.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm picturing this game in my head. I can see San Diego hanging 3 on St. Louis. I really think it's possible.
You have a lot of fantasies.
Yeah.
So it's either that or I switch Berkey and Guzan, because that's really my only other swap.
I think I'd prefer Guzan.
I think, yeah.
I
don't think there's 3. But I think I would still stick with Berkey because we know the San Diego attack is going to. We don't know. Well, we know the Charlotte attack is going to be very good. We know that at least that both the fullbacks for Atlanta are going to be missing. Versus this is full force or full healthy back line for St. Louis, right?
Yeah. Yes. I don't think there's anybody missing. And again, I'm going to play. I could do a stack with Totlin, which is what I did last week.
Totlin actually had really great advanced stats. I think he had one of the best. He had one of the best progressive pass percentages, which as a fullback is one of the things you want.
I think I'm just trying to justify my in-season purchase just now, but Totlin probably is just to stack it, because if it's going to hit, I'd rather it hit with both dudes.
Yeah, and it's a way I just don't know enough about San Diego's. At least we just don't know enough about them right now. We don't know how they play. We just know that they countered the hell out of LA, and they sat back and they let LA just basically keep on pushing, but they couldn't actually break the back line.
Yeah.
I'm going to save Maxi for another day.
I like those lineups, though, I will say. I think.
So then going back to that third one, this, let's see, what are my other choices here?
No, I think Yamane is the best choice.
It's the best of what I had there. I liked Saba.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I would be careful about captaining Saba this week, because I think there's a good chance that Atlanta plays a 3-back, which means that Saba would move to the left wing back position, and I don't know if that means a lot more possession lost, which as a midfielder would impact him in the Sorare matrix.
Then my other option would be going with.
Well, I think he's still worth playing. I would just put a cap.
Yeah.
I thought you had it captained, which is why
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I would probably look at someone else to captain. Like I would probably captain Bamba.
Nothing like this. I love seeing this when we know.
Oh my god, yeah. I would probably captain Bamba over Saba this weekend, just because there's a chance that he has just like a bad like he's going to be a 60 guy. You know what I mean? He's going to have potentially negative AA if Atlanta are trying to kind of play as for a 1-0 win or a 1-1 draw or something like that.
All right, so that's what we're rolling with this week.
Looking good. All right, what we got, Thomas? I know you're the main one that says you need some crowdsourcing.
I need some help. 1 second. Okay, so I think I have them mostly figured out. So this is my end season lineup. I don't think I really have any other options. So Gregerson, y'all didn't mention this on the show earlier in the week. I was so mad because I need you to pump my bags. But if you watch the goal by Latte La, which I might actually bring that up really quickly just to show what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I know what you're going to bring up with this.
So, where is it? Here it is, right here. Okay, so if you watch right here, like this is Gregerson, right? Gregerson goes in just as strongly for that goal.
Show it one more time.
Like Latte Loth basically steals the corner from him. So Gregerson's the guy making the run in right here. Loth takes it. He was going in for it. That was going to be because there he is right there. Sorry, I think I was tracking the wrong. Sorry,
full screen so we can see.
There he is, right there.
So he's the one charging in and making that run.
He's the one charging in, making the run.
Yeah.
So this is what I was talking about with when you remember Alex Callens and the New York City FC, where he was lethal on corner set pieces for Ronnie's team. And I think Gregerson is going to be that guy this year. So I think there's a chance he could be similar in terms of like a Walker Zimmerman and be one of the better center backs for both a sneaky corner header or a great AA game. He had 60 AA before the half, and then they kind of faltered a bit on defense, some miss coverage. But yeah, it's not a great lineup. Like I'm not expecting much from this. Hopefully I can just farm some essence, to be honest with you. But I'm still captaining Miggy. Bukari, I think, against this current Portland team is pretty good. And then Saba for a midfielder option. I think he's my only midfielder in season anyway. And he's still going to be taking corners.
Technically, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Almiron is a midfielder. I mean, I could technically put in someone like, I think I have Gutman, and I picked up Yeboah in the event that Palencia is suspended.
Yeah, smart. For context, Palencia was involved in that incident at the Colorado LAC game, so there's a chance he gets suspended. So watch out for that if you all own him.
But yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do with this. The ones where I think I had the biggest questions. So I'm pretty happy with this. So it's Yeboah, Messi. I think Messi starts because they did take him out early on.
They play Sunday.
And they play Sunday.
They're getting the extra day.
Yeah, and so I think you have two great attackers. I'm going to captain Messi over Yeboah just because the chance of AA is higher. The Hartel, I think, give him another week. Herrera, he actually took sets last week, so he was taking free kicks in the final third for DC United, which is always a great sign for a defender. And then I feel like this is probably your best chance at a clean sheet, which is Hugo Lloris. Like I was a little shaky at first, but Alex kind of convinced me that the chance of him being rotated is fairly low.
Yeah, he was barely rotated last year. That's why I think he's a really good shot to get a clean sheet. I'm putting him in prio too for just limited. But yeah.
Yep. So this lineup I'm fine with. I think it's the next one where I'm a little less certain. So here's the deal. I have Bawanga And I don't think I'm going to put Bowanga in any of my rare classic MLS lineups this week because I actually think he gets sat for at least part of the game this weekend. If there's someone that has rotation risk, I would say Bowanga. And this is no science behind it. It's just, I'm just trying to reduce my risk here. So I ended up saying, and maybe I should go with Benteke or Bentekers over Lucho. I might change the captain here, but keeping Lucho, Musa together, having Bentekers, having Yamane, and then just hoping that Elena just wins like 1-0, 3-0 or something. Sorry, 2-0, and Kalina can keep a decent AA. So
yeah, he's reached in that 60+ score at home many times.
I think it's going to be a game where like both keepers, if they keep it to 2 goals, will have potentially 50+ points, which is wild to think about comparing these teams to a year ago.
Oh yeah.
I like all these lineups, and I like all the explanations you've given for like the players. So like,
yeah,
these are all feeling strong.
This one is a little weirder. Let me do this first. Let me pull up my all-star lineup because it's all MLS guys. So I have Bossy, I have Gutman that, well, I don't have too many defender options left, so that's why he's sitting right there. And then I put Bowanga here and captain him. And I said, look, like, this is sort of my extras lineup, less, like, I wouldn't expect much out of this anyway because I'm playing it in all-star, so I'm okay with that. So these are the guys I'm putting there. And then for the third string classic, this is the actual lineup I'm going with. I'm hesitant to actually captain Mukhtar because it's Red Bulls and they're going to lose a lot of possession because they play murder ball. Do I captain Joseph?
Yeah, I feel like Joseph, like for vibes. Every time you play the card, I feel like you got to captain it.
I mean, it's actually worked out for me a couple of times. It didn't work out for me last weekend because freaking none of the 2 forwards.
Well, you made the fatal mistake. Did you play them down in limited?
I did. I played Joseph in limited.
Can't play him down. You got to play him where he belongs.
But yeah, and I put Stuver here because I feel like this is the lowest probability for a clean sheet, but decent AA. Nice. And then Hernandez will start. So that's pretty much confirmed by me.
And Amador is out, correct?
Yeah, Amador and Leonard are both out. This is why I'm a little hesitant about or shaky about the Kazan situation. So that's the rare lineups. And okay, I'm glad I'm hearing thumbs up from y'all. Chat's not roasting me yet, so don't look at these other monstrosities. Oh yeah, this is actually where I'm the most. This is what I can't figure out right here. So in season, here are my options right now. I want to almost shoot for hot streaks. And my options are very light.
I know who you should pick up realistically. You got to go Gutman. You got to go get yourself a Gutman.
So that it's funny. I actually almost played my rare in-season Gutman down into this lineup. Like in my draft at one point.
I'm not a hater of that move. He's an all-star, right?
Yeah, he's an all-star.
That's like a full throw. That's a full throwaway lineup.
And play Palencia in all-star just because like. We haven't heard anything.
Like in one draft, I actually had my in-season rare Gutman right here.
Dude, that lets you get the hot streak.
I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that pairs up with Brady.
Pairs up with Brady. Gutman is,
or I guess the Jack Elliott, right? He's classic.
He's a left back, so I mean, there's still a chance of maybe him getting assist. Okay. You've convinced me. I kind of wish
when you clicked in season, it sort of filtered your in-season cards at the top.
You can still filter. If you go to filters, you can click in season.
Yeah, I just kind of wish it preloaded filtered. Like, here's all your in-season cards.
Or sorted it or some way.
Yeah, we sorted it.
Had like 2 tabs where this was like my in-season, and then after this, it was like, here's your classic.
Yeah.
Like 2 sections. Okay. Yeah, I was, but yeah, I like Philly Dilly's take 2. So, okay, y'all have convinced me because I think that was the one that I couldn't figure out the most. Was that particular in-season lineup. And then after that, it's like, this isn't great, this is my Atlanta guys with Alonso Martinez. Classic. I don't know why I just decided to put all the Philly guys together. That's why not.
And Jovic.
And Jovic, like, this is the I don't prioritize classic limited, and you can obviously tell that. So okay, that's really it. That's all I had in terms of MLS.
You know, just like, and again, going back to that Gutman thing. It's like you have that card, and you're kind of just playing him in All-Star to just play cards because you have extras. So like to play an in-season card there really makes no sense in All-Star, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like playing it down always makes more sense.
And what I'm curious what Gutman. What is it?
All right, we got Christian. While you're pulling that up, I have Christian Roldan 50% in my main Div 1s. Is Danny Pereira or Hannes Wolf a good option to change? So I would assume this is classic because Hannes Wolf, classic midfielder. Again, we were talking a lot about Lloris keeping a clean sheet, and that would mean that'd be sort of negative towards Hannes. And I liked how Danny Pereira looked last week. I know you're a big Danny Pereira guy. Thomas, you think?
Did Roldan play all 90 yesterday?
That's a good question. I can check that.
Because that's going to also change. Because I think Pereira is probably where I'm leading. I just want to know if Roldan played the full.
Which Roldan?
Christian.
See, okay. He sucked last night. He didn't play.
No, he didn't play. Okay.
He sat on the bench.
But he was already rotated.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
so
didn't
then
play.
I think I like keeping him in, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%
against RSL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I'll pull up my lineups real quick. I think I'm good unless there's something that I'm completely missing.
Might be. I can't keep track of all the Roldans in MLS, man.
Too many Roldans. So this is the Prio. I have to captain Gould at home. I feel like that's what has to be done. I went Herrera defense. I kind of don't know what to do because all my defenders are away. The only one that was home is Aaron Long, and he's questionable. And so I kind of felt like he was the one I had to play. I don't know. Let me see.
Did y'all watch the Aaron Long interview on MLS 360?
No. Did he fess up to that error led to goal?
No. He was just really entertaining. He was just talking about how he always goes to taco trucks after winning games.
That is kind of sick.
Which I'm like, I don't blame you, dude. Freaking love LA tacos, dude.
Yeah, and so I picked one up right after the show last time for $3, and so that's an option now. But no, I think I'm just gonna go Herrera. This look good. I feel Jordy at home. I feel like it's a no-brainer.
The only thing is I love the attacking side. Yeah. I like this lineup. I love the attacking side you have here.
Yeah, this feels really good.
Yeah, hopefully Gould can smash that 100 at home. And then second team. This is sort of a nice matchup spot for these guys. Forsberg and Espinoza, more specifically. Stuver, who I said, I think he can get good AA. I don't think he'll concede 3 to Portland. And then Musa up top. It's him or Jovic. And Jovic hasn't showed anything to me that he's going to score a goal against San Jose. So we'll see. I'm kind of short on forward options. So, yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, then if you're short, Musa is the right. I mean, this team has potential to score better than the other. Like, it has all the right makings of a team that could go boom and outscore your first team.
Yeah, hopefully you might win a lot of duels this weekend.
It's kind of a fun team.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where you need to be if you're really trying to figure out, like, how should I feel? Is that I think you should feel like you have 2 great teams and then a third team, which could, like, if the stars align. Because that's how I've lined my gallery up for this year is I want to have 2 great teams. And then I have 1 team where it's a little experimental.
Yeah, I think that my third team is kind of like that. It's kind of interesting, but I know I got Guzan Long in case he plays, Busquets, captain, Jovic, and then Westwood.
Busquets subs mid-game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it should say it here if I click on him, right?
Yeah, he did sub out.
He did? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think the only person that didn't sub out was Jordy for some reason.
Well, he didn't.
Everybody else.
He didn't play the last game, right?
He played it the weekend.
But he didn't play the
Yeah.
first leg.
Yeah, he was suspended. Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, and then moving to in-season MLS. I went ahead and moved Pools Camp into Prio because also I'm switching this. I went ahead and moved Pools Camp into Prio because I want to hit hot streaks, and I feel like I'm never going to hit it with Sporting, so I may as well just move him over. Hope he doesn't concede 3, and get some good scores out of my other guys. So I think this is good. My defender options are very weak when it comes to in-season. That's kind of where I need to beef up. But right now, where is it? I think I have him, Morera, and then a bunch of Sporting guys. So yeah, Bolader, Rosero. Yeah, it's not looking great. So yeah, I think this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, Frank the Tank, dude, bombing down the side, kicking, putting those balls in the box.
Just give me AA. That's all I ask. Then I got my Sporting stack. I'm sort of playing like a best case scenario starters. Like I'm in Div 3 in this lineup. Like Sporting, I don't think it's gonna be hard to div up with this lineup, but hoping Manu and Shapi both start. If Shallowy starts, I don't know. I might not go.
Y'all should honestly, right? You're out of the CCC, so what's the point of resting your guys? Like you get a full weekend of rest or full week of rest.
Yeah. The thing is if Shapi beats out Shallowy for his spot, Shallowy's been horrible, so I would hope that's what happens. And then Manu stays as a starter. We'll see, because Memo ended up.
Dude, Manu's so nice. I hope they can put it together just for that dude. He is so nice on the field.
Yeah, he's easily probably our best midfielder. I don't think it's close. Bartlett did look decent though, I will say, for only his 3rd ever start in professional competition. He was
and then Reckless Memo, dude. That guy came on and just was like, I'm bombing everything. I'm taking all corners. I'm taking any shot that gives me space.
And this is my punt lineup, like sort of, again, if the stars align, we'll see. Nelson Arfson.
Not captaining DaCosta, captaining Nelson. Interesting.
Well, I just didn't know how to feel. I just had Nelson as captain. I'll switch it, but like, it's just like we've already seen 100 from Nelson in MLS. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with DaCosta, but I'll captain DaCosta.
DaCosta is such an unknown right now, and it's so much fun. That's going to be a game that I have to watch this week.
And that was also a team where Vancouver hogged all the possession that game versus they're playing the Galaxy who want possession.
Yeah.
So he's going to get less AA, I feel like.
Yeah, and then I think he might lose a lot of duels to Imane, but I still think he has a chance of getting decisive. And then
he plays on the right, doesn't he?
Did he?
Imane plays on the.
Yeah, I thought he played on the left. Maybe I'm thinking different. I thought Gould played on the right. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But yeah, and then
you're not tripping because you don't support Charlotte.
Very true. Tripping Brams. And then yeah, I basically just went LAFC here because I think Hollingshead should play, because if Lynch is suspended, then he'll move to right back.
And then Yeboah will start at left back.
I think there's another dude that also has that could start.
Yeah, I went off of the soccer-wise depth chart.
That's probably smart. But yeah, Mihailovic, Messi captain, obviously, and then Gould. Then I got my little Charlotte stack with these guys. I think this could be cool if we hit some home bangs from them. And then I don't know. I don't like Peck. I don't like Peck this week, so I threw him into the 3rd prio, but I still captained him just because.
I don't know, man. Like putting Peck over Bouanga when there is the risk that he gets rested, because they have another game midweek, don't they?
Yeah, they play Columbus.
Yeah.
Honestly, go back to their lineup, the one that we were just looking at.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I play Peck. I almost play Benteke. He's going to put 2 headers in guaranteed against the Fire.
Very true. And then do what, Captain Heel?
No, Captain Evander, I think.
You think so at Philly?
Yeah, I think I like Evander at Philly over Heel at home against the Crew, to be honest. That's just me. Like
Evander also got subbed, which is good.
Yeah, I feel like there's more strength in this lineup with Benteke in there.
Yeah, and then we'll throw. What was it? What was the last guy?
It was Bwanga.
There he is. Bwanga, Captain Peck still. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think that's good. I got 31 lineups this week. I feel like that's too many, but we'll be fine.
For the man who's not here, Jorge said you helped him with his rares, but he's not. He didn't get to make any other lineups. I told him to hit the button over and over again until it was full and submit that way, because he says he doesn't have time for his other things.
Should we build line? Should we build his prio lineup for him?
Yeah, I just said hit the button.
All right, let's build his prio lineup for him, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
So starting off, I feel like Gaese is probably the best option.
Yeah, Gaese home against Toronto.
Is that 3 votes, Thomas? We going Gaese?
Oh, sorry.
We're building this for
building
for
Jorge's prio.
Jorge's prio. Oh, well, let's make it the worst thing. Put Jimmy Maurer.
Rando.
Yeah, Gaese is probably the best choice.
Yeah, we'll go Gaese.
Santos. He
looked not great.
Great.
Terrible. Yeah.
His price is still pumping though. Look at his limited.
Well, it's funny because there's two versions of Santos, right? There was sort of the first half of the season Santos. Like if you look at his chart from last year, it was like the first half of the season Santos and the second half of the season Santos. Second half of the season Santos had fantastic progressive passing, all the fun stats. First half did not. Would lose the ball all the time. So what do you think? Who do you think you're going to get? I don't know.
That finish to that season is just insane.
I think Yamane, realistically. I like that. I think he has a higher floor. Yeah. So Yamane, midfield wise.
Jordy,
yeah. I feel like it has to
or
be.
the Ojeda, because he doesn't have the Ojeda forward, does he?
No.
Oh, well, he can just put.
So we'll put Ojeda in the extra.
Bukhari or Bamba, honestly, is and Lozano. He's got a couple good options.
I think Lozano.
Yeah, I think he'll get a decisive.
First game at home.
And then,
Lozano took everything in terms of sets.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
I think it's Ojeda.
Yeah, we got Ojeda, Espinosa's there, Lucho. Even Bamba, Bamba's at home against DC.
I think you go with Ojeda at home, though.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. And then I think you captain Jordy.
Yeah.
There you go, Jorge.
It's a lucky lineup, 77.
There you go.
That's your prio, man. We all love this lineup.
We all showed our lineups, and because you weren't here, we just said we'll build your lineup for you. So there you go. Take a screenshot, put that in. If it wins, we did it for you. If it loses,
it's all your fault.
Yeah,
I charge a fee for winning lineups.
There you go. How many Pavel coins?
Dude, he's been real quiet on his Pavel coin posting. He went hard in the paint for like a month, and now it's all quiet.
Well, crypto retracted, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, for all cryptos. Like I always put in offers like it'll show the ETH like because you have to put in like minimum ETH to do it, and it went from like 0.001 or whatever is 0.001 went from like 19 cents to 12 cents like pretty quick, and that's how I tell because I don't really own that much crypto, so I'm not like super into it.
Me either. I don't know much.
But yeah,
most of my crypto now comes from doing the Coinbase knowledge checks, and then I just convert that $5 to $10 right into Bitcoin, and that's how I just stack it.
There you go.
I mean, I probably have a few $100 just by doing those stupid things. If anybody else does them,
I used to do them a lot. I do them less now.
Dude, you just get like free $5 that you just immediately flip to Bitcoin. It's kind of like whatever.
This is not investing advice, by the way, everyone.
No, this is just us talking about things.
We're chatting. Dynamo's asking about NBA. Are y'all done with NBA? No, we're not. Me and Jorge still play NBA.
I'm done with it.
Are you sold out completely?
No.
Yeah, I had to sell it completely due to.
I still put my lineups. I put my lineups in, but like
it's just your mood towards NBA.
I'm just when I put my lineup in, I go, I expect nothing. Like I think there was one week where I didn't even check, and then I was like, oh, I won Porzingis. Oh, he's $7.
Yeah, no, you're
Also,
completely.
I have to boycott that Luka trade. What a sham the NBA is.
All right, here's my theory: is that the NBA is simple as that. We're losing viewers. We need to make people care about us again. What do? We force a trade to one of the worst, most hated franchises ever.
Yeah, it just makes that trade made no sense. They could. When I look back, I think when somebody posted what the Nets got for KD,
Insane.
it was like 9 picks, 9 first rounders or something.
But like,
how it
think
all
about
shook
it.
out.
Like, how much have people talked about the NBA until recently, until the Luka trade? Like everyone,
Other than
everyone
ratings
and
are
their
down.
grandma was like, that tall guy, he went to the team.
Dude, even NBA Central has been roasting the Mavs so hard he got banned on. Elon Musk took a call with the Mavericks and banned NBA Central. Yes,
Oh, is
now
that
they're
what that
back.
was about? Okay,
Yeah.
I saw someone post. See, exactly. Like people are relevant again, and no one cared about him.
But
Yeah.
Central is back and he's roasting the Mavs still.
Every NBA team posted about Sintel yesterday. Like I think it was almost.
Even
every
even
single team.
Nashville
Yeah.
posted about Central.
Yeah. And then I think there was one that was like it popped up WNBA Centel.
Yeah, WNBA Central.
They're like, why didn't this get banned? But yeah, and then Philly's talking about the ETH based. I know that there were a lot of prices that went down because of the ETH, and so people could like scoop for pretty cheap, as people didn't check their listings. I don't think that that's the case really anymore. But yeah, and then of
In
course,
other news, I haven't had a chance to speak with Bob lately, but I think he made a pretty big trade.
let's check it
And
out.
I think he's gearing up for baseball season. I saw him on the baseball pod. I saw him on the baseball pod the other day, but I think he's starting to gear up, so he's getting out of in-season stuff.
Yeah, he was telling me that he actually really likes what's happening with MLS, but he's just not sure what's going on. Like he's happy that all the stuff's going on. There's a bunch of chatter, but he just doesn't know. He was texting me about the Seattle Charlotte game as it was happening. But yeah, let's see what we got. Oh, geez.
Yeah, him and Egg Swap.
Good lordy.
We'll look by alphabetical.
Yeah, like he's gearing up here.
Palmer Limited, yeah, all that.
Yeah, like him and Egg Swap. Like this is all his like in-season stuff, basically.
Wow.
But I think he's ready to go on MLB because he cleans up on MLB. If anybody's not familiar.
Like, I've seen him post a lot about MLB. I don't know anything about baseball, so I just
sold a unique for $15. 3 uniques. I don't know who those dudes are.
He's probably retired. No.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
not retired. That was last year. That was last year, though. He's probably not.
Yeah. Let's see these guys.
Yeah, hasn't played since last year.
And
I remember this guy. Dude, this guy won me so many thresholds in old Cap 240. Oh my god.
Here, click all. Let's see the old scores.
Yeah, he was the threshold king of Cap 240 last year. Look at those little sneaky scores.
Yeah, just sneaking these in there.
Yeah, I loved him so much.
So I gotta chat with Bob because he's awesome, and I want to see just what he's. Maybe he'll come on just to chat and tell us what he's up to in baseball.
Yeah, Bob is everybody's hero.
Yeah, honestly, Bob is like the hero of Sorare. Like if anybody who knows him or have ever talked to him, like you just can't help but love that guy. Just talking with him for 5 minutes and you're hooked.
Oh man, we got a clap back from Glass City who says that the reporter who says that his source around Fitz and the other guy is not true. Is Glass City saying, well, it's the same guy that provided him all the intel for Nelson and Sorensen.
Okay.
So
what's his price looking like? Because I know his classic floor got scooped like crazy.
Who, Fitz's? Really?
Yeah, but his in-season wasn't really touched much.
His in-season rares were 130 because I was looking.
Yeah. Yeah, 126. He's at $17 classic now, but he's still around 30 in season. So yeah, but he be scoring. I'm not captaining him. I'm captaining Tavernier, but like hopefully he pops.
Dude, to have an 80 L5 is just nuts.
Let me find my lineup that I have.
Yeah, he's the next to Barco. I think he's the best midfielder and contender, and then he is the best midfielder. Or sorry, forward. I keep saying midfielder. Forward, yeah, because Barco's a midfielder. See, in my mind, even if he is like playing as a number 10, like in my mind, that's still a midfielder most of the time.
Yeah,
like Amado was a number 10, like a true number 10. He still had him as a midfielder. So
yeah. And then Ludwig says there's a Sorare in the States podcast using with Bob Flynn, but it got deleted. I assume that was with the MLS car guy, Chris. I assume he was involved in that somehow. We gotta find that. We gotta go digging and see what we can find. But yeah, anything else y'all want to touch on before we head out?
No, I mean I think it's gonna be an exciting weekend, and the follow up on Tuesday will be a lot of fun.
We're completely wrong. Forsberg gets
How we're all crying about
two
decisions made.
Choupo-Moting hat trick. Yeah. It's all coming. Well, I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks to everybody who's in the chat interacting with us. Yeah, good luck everybody this weekend. Hopefully y'all win everything you want and more. You win all the tier 1 Carlos Garcez's or Star Wars Carlos Garcez's. And all the cash.
Oh, and we have to figure out a way. I have
oh yeah,
I think it was 2 shows ago, right? I said Aneki
and Bryce
or Anelli and Brugman I had to give away because I hit the
add it to the Choupo-Moting pot.
Yeah, we'll do a Choupo-Moting pot.
Choupo-Mote streaks or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me find one to throw in there too. Every week we gotta add. We gotta add.
Gotta be what we call it.
What do they call the stupid thing for the super rare pot? Golden gold.
Hot streaks. Beat the streak.
No, it's different for beat the game. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, I think it does have golden goal or something.
Is it golden goal?
I think it's something like that. Let me go to their blogs.
All right, I'm throwing in this Robert Taylor rare. We'll throw him in there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to have a Choupo-Moting guessing game. Which game does he score in? And then you have to guess the minute in case multiple people guess, and so that way we can do the giveaways.
Golden hole. I love that, Mike.
So yeah. Comment on the stream if you're watching it now or you're watching it replaying it. Comment when you think Choupo-Moting will score. Actually, yeah, because we're about to end. Wait till it becomes an actual video. Comment
comment on the video.
Yeah, which team will they score against and what minute as a tiebreaker, just in case. Yeah, just because we don't think he's going to score for a while. So we'll see. Again, thanks y'all. Good luck this weekend and win big.